The key here for the center is to watch the ball. You're going to hear quarterbacks yelling cadences. The quarterback may say hut and the ball is snapped. The quarterback may say hut and the ball gets snapped half a second later. It is all about when the ball moves. When the ball moves, Catherine can go. Okay, let's show you a 2-point stance. Some quarterbacks, or sorry, a 3-point stance. Some rushers like to get down into a more aggressive track and field-like stance. So those are the basics of rushing. Now let's talk a little bit about the quarterback and the tag. Now, the next really important piece for the rusher is the fact that they're going to have to come in and tag the quarterback, but they're not allowed to tag the quarterback around the arm, touch the arm as it's being thrown. This even means that if I go in to block a pass and Autumn follows through on my arm, that is roughing the passer. There's a little bit of a gray area in that when Autumn comes through and the arm comes down, if I tag there, that's probably not going to be roughing the passer. Now there could be roughing if Autumn's arm is down and I try and punch her arm to harm her arm. There can be roughing that way, but it won't be roughing the passer in terms of in the throwing action. So this is a bit of a tricky area. So it's really important when coming in to try and tag right there, all right, so that we do not get a roughing the passer, and more importantly, we don't hurt the other team's quarterback. So let's, Catherine, start back a little bit and let's come in and show a good tag, how it's going to happen. I'll be the receiver for Autumn to throw to. Now, this doesn't mean that Catherine can't block the pass. It just means you have to be careful. You're going to be wanting to block the pass about this relationship here. You get in here and you may be setting yourself up for a roughing the passer. All right, let's come in again one more time. Boom. Now, here we are rushing from our left, the quarterback's right. And this is a common place to rush from because, in fact, one of the reasons I like to rush from this side is to push the quarterback to the side he or she doesn't like to run to. And that's most quarterbacks that throw right don't like to run to the left. So this is a good way to come into. The other thing is that you can get a faster run because she's opening up her stomach to you. Sometimes, though, we will rush from this side. This side is a little bit more dangerous to rush because the quarterback may step to throw this way and that you may collide with her, which again would be roughing the quarterback. So it's good, though, because some quarterbacks don't like the feeling of a rusher on this side because they know that's where they're stepping to. So it's just something to change things up and get the quarterback off balance a little bit. But again, you have to be very careful rushing from this side because the quarterback may decide to throw to the left, in which case you cannot collide with them. The other thing I need to mention, though, is the Pee-wee rushing rule. In Pee-wee, we have a rule that the ball is snapped and the rusher cannot begin until the ball is touched, hits the ground, or touches the quarterback's hands. It's just something to give the Pee-wee quarterback a little more time to get set and not worry about that rusher coming in as our centers are learning how to snap the ball effectively. There must be one rusher who is stationary, because as the ball's snapping, you could have a rusher starting back here and timing their rush so that when she touches it, you're at the 5-yard spot. That is not the intent of the rule. So for that, there must be a stationary person to be the rusher. You can have another rusher if you wanted to double rush, as long as that person who's taking the running start does not cross ahead of the stationary 5-yard rusher, that rusher's allowed. But in Pee-wee, you must have a stationary runner that waits until the ball touches the hand and then goes in and rushes.